It's 3:17 a.m. The house is silent, but the silence feels heavy, like it's watching you. You lie in bed, scrolling through your phone, when a soft knock echoes from the hallway. Not loud, not urgent, just deliberate. You freeze, telling yourself it's nothing, but the knock comes again, closer this time, almost inside your room. Your heart races. You slowly turn your head, and in the corner, a shadow moves. Too tall, too still. And then you hear it. A whisper, low and raspy, saying your name. You try to scream, but no sound comes out. The air grows icy. Your room feels smaller, darker. And just when you think it's gone, your phone vibrates. A single message appears from an unknown number. Why did you look away?
Tonight's story begins with a woman named Mira, who returned home after a long shift, exhausted and half asleep. As she closed her apartment door, she felt a strange heaviness in the air, almost like someone was standing right behind her. She brushed it off and went straight to bed, but just as she began drifting off, she heard it. 3 slow knocks coming from inside her closet. But then the knocking turned into scratching. Deliberate, slow scratching, like fingernails dragging across the wood. A notification flashed on the screen. New photo saved. Confused, Mira opened her gallery and her breath caught in her chest. Before she could react, a soft voice whispered near her ear. "Want me to take another one?" She turned around slowly, shaking, and saw the closet door wide open. Even though she never touched it, a pale hand slid out first, and the last thing she heard before everything went black was the sound of her camera shutter, clicking one final time.
You wake up to the sound of soft breathing in your room. At first, you think it's your imagination. The house always makes noises at night. But this is different. Slow, deliberate, right behind you. You try to move, but your body won't obey. Your heart pounds in your chest as the shadow in the corner shifts, taller than it should be, stretching unnaturally toward you. A whisper curls through the darkness. "Finally, I found you." You dare to blink, and it's gone. The room is silent again, yet the icy feeling on your skin lingers. Something was here, and you know, it's not gone.
The previous tenant left in a hurry, but I didn't think much of it until the first night when I heard faint knocking on the wall behind my bed. It wasn't random, it was rhythmic, like someone trying to signal me. The response came instantly. 3 slow knocks, closer than before. I froze. The wall wasn't connected to another apartment. It bordered an abandoned storage shaft sealed years ago, trying to shake the unease. I turned off the lights and tried to sleep. But at 2:13 a.m., I woke to the sound of someone whispering my name. Not loudly, softly, like a breath brushing against my ear. My phone lit up with a notification, then a whisper. "I've been waiting in the dark." I ran for the door, but another knock sounded, this time from the ceiling above me. I swung the door open and sprinted into the hallway, but the lights flickered violently.
It's past midnight and the house is quiet. Too quiet. You lie in bed, scrolling through your phone when a faint creak reaches your ears. You pause. The sound came from the hallway. Then it comes, a soft dragging step, slow, deliberate, moving closer to your bedroom door. Your pulse races, and a cold sweat prickles your skin. You try to convince yourself it's just the house settling, but the air has changed. It's colder, heavier, like something unseen is pressing down on you. Your eyes dart toward the corner of the room, and you see it, a tall, thin figure emerging from the shadows, its face obscured, its presence suffocating. It doesn't move like a human. It glides, silent and purposeful. You try to scream, but your voice is gone. Your body refuses to move. The figure tilts its head, staring at you, and for a moment the world itself seems to freeze. But tonight a storm knocked out the power, leaving only the emergency lights humming faintly. As she sat at the front desk, she noticed something unusual on the old security monitor. A new guest had checked into room 12, except no one had come through the front door. She picked up the phone to call the room, hoping the noise would wake them or reveal the truth. The moment the call connected, she heard breathing on the other end. Slow, trembling breathing. "Hello?" she whispered. The breathing stopped. A loud thud echoed from the hallway. Room 12's door swung open and Lena watched in horror as the figure stepped out, its movements jerky and unnatural, like bones bending the wrong way. She backed away from the desk, but the lights began to shut off one by one, each click bringing the darkness closer. Lena pressed herself against the glass doors, screaming for help, but the figure vanished.
You're alone in your apartment, scrolling through your phone, when a notification pops up from an unknown number. Curiosity wins, and you open it. The message is simple, chilling. I'm watching you. Your stomach twists. You live alone. The shadows in the corners of your room suddenly feel alive, stretching and shifting as if moving toward you. A soft thud comes from the hallway. Your breath catches, and another, closer this time. You grab your phone and point the flashlight toward the door, but the hallway is empty, except for the faint outline of a figure standing just beyond the frame of light. It's tall, impossibly thin, and its face, you can't see it, but you feel its eyes on you. You take a step back, and it seems to mirror you, always just out of reach. The lights flicker, your phone slips from your hands, and in the darkness, you realize it was never really alone.
But tonight, something felt different. Small footprints, child-sized. No one should have been able to get in, now, especially not a child. Curious but uneasy, I followed the trail backward, expecting it to lead to the stairwell. I stared at them confused until I heard the sound of someone giggling behind me. I spun around, but the hallway was empty. The lights flickered overhead, and for a split second, I saw a small shadow dart across the floor, disappearing around the corner. I approached slowly, forcing myself to breathe. When I turned the corner, I froze. A child stood at the far end of the hall, looking away from me, hands pressed against the glass window. I fumbled for my flashlight, but when I finally switched it on, the girl was inches from my face, expression twisted into a wide, broken smile. The last thing I heard before everything went silent was the girl whispering, "You shouldn't have followed the steps."
You're lying in bed, scrolling through your phone, when you notice a faint movement in the reflection of your window. At first, you think it's a trick of the light, but then you see it clearly. A figure standing in the backyard, staring directly at your room. Your heart skips a beat. You live alone. The curtains are closed, yet the silhouette remains, unmoving, just watching. Suddenly, the bedroom door creaks open. You sit frozen, unable to breathe, as a shadow slips in from the doorway. It doesn't walk. It glides silently, closer and closer. A cold, metallic scent fills the room, and a whisper pierces your skull. Why are you awake? You throw the blanket over your head, shaking, hoping it will go away. When you finally dare to look, the room is empty, except for the faint sound of breathing coming from under your bed.
It's dead silent. You're lying in bed, scrolling through your phone, when a faint scratching comes from the ceiling above. You freeze. The house has always made noises, but this is different. Deliberate, slow moving. Your heart pounds as the scratching turns into soft footsteps pacing directly above your bedroom. You throw off the covers and slowly sit up. Every muscle tense. The room feels colder, darker, almost alive. Then you see it. A figure crouched in the corner, impossibly tall, with glowing eyes that seem to pierce through the darkness. It tilts its head and whispers in a voice that chills you to the bone. "I've been waiting for you." You try to run, but your legs won't move. In that moment, you realize some things in the dark don't want to be seen, and some things once awake never leave.
It's 2:59 a.m. You wake to the faint sound of tapping on your bedroom door. At first, you think it's the wind, but the tapping grows deliberate, measured, like someone is counting seconds. Your heart races as the air turns icy, pressing against your skin like invisible hands. You tell yourself it's nothing, until a whisper drifts from the hallway. "I'm right behind you." Your eyes dart toward the shadows, and in the corner, you see it. A figure unnaturally tall, thin, its face obscured, eyes glowing faintly red. It glides closer, silent except for the dragging of its feet, and a metallic scent fills the room. You try to scream, but your voice won't come. The figure tilts its head, and that whisper comes again, low and guttural. "Why are you awake?" In the next moment, it vanishes, leaving only the heavy, suffocating presence of something that is still watching.